right, boys. Let's roll out and step out.
Everybody's rolling out. Get on up there. Safety is going to be the party is exiting 1. Let's pick it up a little bit and we'll slow down before turn 3.
Got a mic check.
That's good.
Thank you.
I gotta start slowing down here, so I'm much ahead of you. Party is in 3.
Alrighty, guys. I'll call it. Pace cars in. Green.
What's up, Ryan? I pulled you into the booth. I gotta hook up your admin stuff real quick.
Okay.
All right, we're officially live, Ryan.
All right. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this should be good. Let's make sure we got his audio levels all hooked up. Tasha, how are our audio levels? But Ryan, fresh off of your win last night in Xfinity Series at Pocono, tell us a little bit about that race last night.
I mean, it was pretty fun. You know, for the most part, you know, running pretty much top 3 most of the night. But that last after stage 2, while we're riding around under caution, waiting for that restart, I'm trying to do quick calculations in my head. So, and as we're running around, I'm killing the motor, coasting, and I'm thinking by the time we get going, I might have enough fuel. So, and as the run got close, as we got close to the end of the race, guys are starting to pull off the pit, and I'm looking at my fuel, and for the most part, it's saying I was 0.6 gallons to the good. So I said, okay. I saw Armando pit, and then it was Dame out front, and I was behind him. I was like maybe 2 seconds behind him because I was saving as much as I could. And then when I figured I saved enough, I started running a little harder, and I was able to pass him, and then he pitted. So with about 5 to go, I'm looking at the relative, I'm looking at the fuel. Everybody had pitted but me, so I'm thinking, okay, I got a big enough gap. I got about a 19-second lead. So here I'm lifting way early going to the corners, half throttling it down the shorter straights. And then, like with 2 laps to go, I was actually shutting the motor off in the corners, just doing everything I could to save fuel. And on that last lap, when I came off 3 and that fuel pressure gauge still wasn't moving, I'm like, and then of course, as soon as I crossed the start-finish line, it started going down, so I shut the motor off to, I'm like, I want to have at least enough fuel to do some kind of a burnout, because it's going to suck. I get my first win and I can't do a burnout. So, so I saved enough. When I came back to the start-finish line, I had 0.2 gallons left, so I was able to do a couple donuts and then it died. But, that was pretty much that was just awesome, being able to save that kind of fuel. And it just, I may not be the fastest, I may not be good at saving tires, but I can save fuel. I've won races like that before, so, and hopefully it's just the start of many more wins to come, but that Xfinity series is just, I have a blast. Those guys in there, Armando, Thomas, they're all really good guys, fun to race with, and just an all-out blast.
Yeah, that Xfinity series, gosh, I don't know how many weeks in a row they've gone caution-free. And last night was another example of it. 80 laps at Pocono, and we did not have one caution, just the 2 different stage ends. So, been some great racing in Xfinity. So hopefully we get some more of these guys up to par and get them up here on Sundays, to where we see a lot more wrecks on Sundays, but the cars feel a lot different. Did you have a chance to run the Cup car at all at Pocono this week? And what's the difference between that and the Xfinity car?
I ran it a couple times. Of course, I haven't been able to run it tonight. I've kind of been running behind. But, in the few times, for that first lap or 2, you can pretty much run almost wide open. And but then you got to start lifting. But the Xfinity cars are, to me, they're more of a challenge now. This new package has really, it makes for great racing, but me personally, I prefer the old one. It required, you had to lift and brake, and, not being able to run wide open at some of these tracks where it's like, I shouldn't be able to do this, but, like I said, as far as the racing aspect of it goes, it makes for really good racing, because you got, you get 2-3 wide, not just one row, but like many rows on these starts and restarts, and it's like you don't know where to look because there's just so much action going on everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you turn the wheel when you feel like, oh, I'm about to start sliding, you yank on the wheel and you actually get more grip instead of a slide. It's kind of takes your breath away. You're like, good Lord, I can really muscle this thing and kind of, throw it down where I want it, manhandle it, so to speak.
Yeah, you come up on those corners, you're wide open. It's like, God, I got to lift. And then you realize, oh, no, I don't. You can really just throw it into that corner. And, like I said, once the tires start to wear, yeah, you got to start cracking the throttle and lifting. But it's interesting. Me, myself, I have not been having that great of luck. I'm still in the process of so-called figuring out this package. But, I have a feeling once I do, because that's what I'm going to be doing during this off season I'm taking here. Besides the broadcasting, I'm going to be doing some offline testing and hope that way when I come back in the fall season, hopefully we can produce better results than what I've been producing, because I feel like I can run with these guys. I just feel like I'm missing that one or two little things.
Who knows? Last night might have been the one thing to get you by. You never know.
Yeah, I like I was telling Tasha, because she was in my channel, and I told her, I said, as soon as I saw Dave Newsom pit, and I'm like, I think I can make it. I think those last 5 laps, I think my heart wanted to jump out of my chest, because I'm like, am I actually going to win my first race?
Yeah.
But and the funny thing is, Pocono has not been one of my strong tracks. It's pretty much been like my Achilles heel, kind of like Bristol. It's like it's a fun track to race at and drive. It's just I've never been really good at it. So, to win it that way was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, looking forward to a good one here for 80 laps here at Pocono Raceway, the tricky triangle. There is no turn 4, so it'll be interesting to see what happens as everyone tries to kind of power down into these turns. My big fear every time we come to Pocono is that tunnel turn, that you have a lot of people that get very excited because you get a nice draft off of 1, and you might try to put it somewhere where you shouldn't or couldn't in 2, and that's usually what causes a lot of incidents here at Pocono.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I've noticed with that tunnel turn. I mean, and not just in a cup car, just any car you drive. I mean, even in the trucks, that tunnel turn, if you don't hit it, if you don't enter that corner on your marks and at the right spot, it's either going to cost you a lot of time, or you're going to find yourself eating that wall when you come out, because it's just, that to me, that's probably the hardest turn at this track.
All right, yeah. Usually you notice the guys that get through that the best tend to be the ones that finish up front, because, yeah, you can really smoke it. In practice, I noticed that if I could get through the tunnel turn better than the guy in front of me, you would make up so much time going into 3. And pretty much if you can get that 1 or 2 lanes are pretty fast here. So if you can even get that second lane down low, you should be able to complete the pass if you get a good run off of 2. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the guys that are generally good at road courses would be good here, because they say this track is an oval that drives like a road course. So I'm expecting to see some of these guys that are normally good at road courses shine.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing it here. We got about 5 minutes before the end of practice. Let's take a look at who we have in the server here. Let me take this bad boy down here. All right, so it looks like we got Frank DiMaggio Jr. That's a 024 of Dylan Parker. The 38, Thomas Harmon. We got Dalton Williamson making it here. Number 96, Chase Alvey. Number 94, Jordan Malish. Everyone knows Racer 0940. J-Dub, J.W. Miller right there, number 33, followed by Josh Durham, Frank DiMaggio, Dave Newsom, David Leaf. Sorry about that, David. Wade Husted. John Dews. Oh, Dews made it tonight. Love to see it. Armando Ortiz, part of that Track 1 Motorsports. Stephen Mago doesn't make a ton of the races. He makes some of these bigger ones. He's from the UK. Good to see Mago there. JT, Jonathan Thomas. Everyone knows JT's been in the league a long time. Sponsored a lot of different series since 2013, 2014. So good to see JT. Dimitri Smith looks like he's making his start in the Cup Series. I automatically jumped on him when he came in because I thought he wasn't supposed to be a Cup driver, but apparently I was told about this beforehand. So my apologies to Dimitri. But the only thing I remember from him is him dumping me last night. So maybe that was part of it. Jamal Poe, Josh Powell, Josh Lindo, and you're up here in the booth. So it'll be an interesting one to see, as we got how many drivers here? About 20 drivers going to make the start here in Pocono.
Yeah, it definitely should be interesting. I mean, we got a really competitive group of guys here, so it's going to be interesting to see, especially these guys that haven't really been around, like Steve McGow, and some John Dews. It's been a while since he's been here, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys do tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see Dews. John Dews is one of the longtime league members, but things kind of sidetrack people. But it's good to see Dews back in action, and he should be in the 02, and he sure is 02. Let's see if we can find Dews on the track. There's John Dews right there. We'll be talking a lot about him today because that's one of our guys right there. All right, we have about a few minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and just sit and ride around with Dews here. Let's go inside of his cockpit. I'll get myself a refresher on my drink. You guys do the same, and we'll be right back with you. But Ryan, do as you feel fit, and we'll just ride around with the most exciting.
10-4, sounds like a plan.
Before we get going, my apologies to Dimitri. If those guys say that you're in, I mean, obviously you're in. I didn't recall the conversation. I just remember you dumping me last night, so no big deal. So if you're approved, go ahead and race. As I threw a little shot fired right before I go make myself a drink.
Shot fired.
So I'm just up here, riding around with a couple of these guys, seeing how they're handling this track. Really looking forward to this race. I know it's going to be a good one. Really seeing what these guys can do with these cup cars here at Pocono. So if it's anything like last night's race, it should be a really
Alright, let's get ready to handle some instructions here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Frank, welcome to Pocono. Good to see all you guys. Looks like we got a pretty good turnout. Very excited about it. Last night in the Xfinity Series, we went caution-free. It was pretty awesome for 80 laps. And your very own Ryan Nichols brought himself a win in that Xfinity Series. So tonight, we have another 80 laps. Your stages, as always, are going to be 20 and 40 because we'll always split it in half. So you can count on that every week. So your stages are 20 and 40. Your tire sets will be 4. You will have 4 changes of tires. That means you're able to change 4 right fronts, 4 left fronts, etc. They're not interchangeable. Stay to the right side of pit road. At all times, do not enter or leave your pit stall within 5 pit stalls. So don't cut through. Make sure you stay on the right-hand side. If you get caught, you will get an EOL. Let's see here. The leader controls the start. But in the, I always say this backwards, god damn it. At the beginning of the race, we wait for the pace car, we wait for the call to green before we go. After that, the leader will control lane choice and can go when they want. So on the initial start, we go on green. After that, it's leader's choice. We don't clear any kind of black flags. The only black flags that will clear is if you're speeding through pit road to avoid an accident. At that time, just speak up and one of the admins will clear it. And if you're found that you are not telling the truth, you just won't get any points for this race. I think that's pretty much about it. Good luck in qualifying. Hopefully you guys are watching us or watch the VOD on USRC Live on Twitch. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys when we get done qualifying. All right.
That's not mandatory, is it?
No, sir. We don't really have anything mandatory around here. All right, so ever since we went back to the single car qualifying, iRacing has still Maybe they'll give it on this next update, but I doubt it. The ability to watch qualifying laps. So a lot of times we just sit here, everyone get ready, make your drink, get yourself some snacks, whatever it is that you enjoy. Get comfy, your comfy pillow, your comfy blanket, whatever it is. Get ready for some racing here at Pocono Raceway for 80 laps here.
Well, I know the one thing we are getting with this build, and it's going to make races interesting, is we're gonna have the ability to do green white.
Now that would be a game changer to be able to do a green white checkered at the end of these league races. I think it would add so much more realism, because a lot of times, you know, the race can end with 3 or 4 laps to go, and that's 3 or 4 laps, you know, as a racer, that you could get a position or two.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, everybody says they'll take a win any way they can get it, but seriously, how fun is it winning a race under caution?
Yeah, tell me about it. But with this competition, I'd definitely take it. But yeah, you know, the fans want to see us race it out to the end. Shout out to BG, Brandon Goss in the house. What up, BG? As we said, BG's little baby girl, Raylene, I believe she's probably about, what, 2 months now? We're about 8 or 9 weeks? Give us a little update on baby Raylene. Probably a future racer, is what I'm assuming, Ryan.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to have to build another rig for her to
right.
drive.
That's right. Get her a nice rig all set up, a little play school chair, and she'd be ready to go.
Yeah, like they say, start them off young. Now, 3 months. 3 months.
All right, 3 months. Time flies when you're having fun like this. All right, as we get down to, what is it, the last couple of minutes here, I'm going to use the restroom as I check our Twitter account. Well, not our Twitter account, but I put it out on Twitter. If you guys have social media, if you use Twitter, you have some followers, you're watching the race, why not give us a quick shout out with a link to the Twitch channel? So why not? More people racing, more people watching, the more fun we have. Get some more eyes on some of these amazing racers we have in the USRC series, and these cup drivers especially. But I'll be back in 90 seconds, Ryan, as we get this thing going.
All right, as we are 3/4 of the way through qualifying, it looks so far like Chase Alvey in the 96 has currently sitting on the pole with a qualifying time of 51.414. Josh Durham with a strong run. He's currently hanging on second with a 51.525. And then Dalton Williamson, David Leaf, Thomas Harmon, Wade Hustad, Dylan Parker, Jordan Malish, and J.W. Miller are so far the only 9 to qualify. Yeah, Brandon, I think it is really going to be a good race tonight. Definitely looking forward to this one. All right, so after qualifying, Chase Alvey does claim the pole with Josh Durham starting second. And then Dalton Williamson, David Leaf starts 4th, Thomas Harmon 5th, Wade Hustad starts 6th, Dylan Parker 7th, J.W. Miller will start 8th, Jordan Malish 9th, and then from 10th on back did not qualify.
So let's see who we have. Looks like Chase Alvey is going to be on the pole, followed by Josh Durham, Dalton Williamson, David Leaf, Thomas Harmon, Wade Hustad, Dylan Parker, J.W. Miller, Jordan Malish. and then nobody else went and qualified. Let's go ahead and talk to the drivers. All right, gentlemen and Frank. So we have 80 laps again, just to go over what we went over before. Your stages are 20 and 40, 20 and 40. And you guys think about the pit strategy that goes with that, because we don't close the pits 2 laps beforehand. So theoretically, you could come into the pit, stay on the lead lap, and still, come out in front. So there's different strategies to be played. We don't clear any kind of black flags. Stay the right side of pit road. At the beginning, we'll go on green. After that, the leader will have choice of lane and whenever they want to start. And guys, the main thing is that if you do have an issue with someone, there is, some crashing, keep it to yourself. Don't even get into it in Discord. We're all here to have some fun. You can just give them some razz and maybe later on in the week or something. But other than that, great to have you guys. What I would say is, man, you guys know how it is out there with this setup and the draft package and all that. Be aware of the tunnel turn, man. It seems like there's so many mistakes that are made because we all kind of feel like Superman going in there. So please use some caution, because after everyone gets spread out, we should have a pretty clean race. So other than that, great to have you guys. You guys have a great Sunday race here, and welcome to Pocono. Alrighty, Ryan, 80 laps at Pocono. Summer is here, gentlemen. Summer is here. The tracks are going to get hotter. They're going to get slicker. We're going to get some nighttime races. So there's going to be a lot of fun things happening. So excited as we kick off this second segment of the USRC season with the summer. So in case you guys are unfamiliar, we do a year-long championship, but we also do segments just like they do in ARCA. So we'll have a spring, summer, and fall of 2019 champions, just like we did last year. So it's hard for people to make every single race, so it allows people to have a couple of drop weeks. And if you missed, let's say a month or so, you can always race in the next season. So it's great to have it set up that way, and it's great to have all these guys racing. But let's see what we can do tonight here at Pocono.
And I'm currently looking at the weather conditions. Right now it's mostly cloudy, 69-degree air temp. Track temp's about 85 degrees. So get a little bit of grip, but I'm sure that sun pokes out more, it's going to get a lot slicker out.
Real quick, as we hit turn 2, what are you really talking about for those that may be unfamiliar? We're talking about being cloudy versus sunny.
Basically, a lot of these guys like the cloud cover because it keeps the track pretty cool. That sun comes out, it heats it up, and the cars, I've noticed with these cars, with this package, when the track gets hotter, the cars get tighter, like you lose front end grip. So when that sun stays in and the track is under cloud cover, the track cools down, gives the tires more grip, and these guys can turn faster laps.
All right, as the pace car is about to make a hard left here in Pocono, USRC Cup Series is back live from Pocono, and we're green. Chase Alvey, number 96 on the inside, the number 72 of Josh Durham on the outside, followed by the 2 of Dalton Williamson and the 28 of David Leaf. As we see, I think that was Dylan Parker, was pulling way down low, maybe trying to break the draft, trying to do some Kyle Larson action like he did earlier in the race today.
Yeah, I think him and Frank DiMaggio just dropped down to get to the back of the field. It's typical Frank DiMaggio. You'll see him right in the back pretty much most of the race, but then when it comes down to it, I guarantee you'll see him.
Yeah, the DiMaggio family always up to something as we enter the tunnel turn here. Looks like everybody heeded the advice, and right now they're single file here as we go down, I guess that's Long Pond Stretch, I believe is what you call that. As Chase
Harmon just dove inside. Man, he took an evasive maneuver to the inside.
As we see, he's on the inside of Dalton Williamson, who gets real tight there, but still able to keep the position.
Tucks right back in behind him. Maybe try and get a run on him going into one.
As you see everyone already single file here.
Yeah, I think these guys are pretty much going to, for this first segment, settle in, see what these cars can do. Especially on that long run, once these tires start to wear, don't want to really push the issue too early and wreck yourself out or take somebody else out.
As you see that, we saw the number 94 take it hard to Wade and take that position. That much woke up Wade, threw some cold water in his face, because now he's really struggling not struggling, I'm sorry. He's really trying to get that position back that he gave up to the 94. It seemed like he was very passive about it, but once it happened, you said, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Good to see Jordan up there. Take a look back at the front here. Mr. Chase Alvey, number 96. That's a Hot Wheels car right there. Usually
Pretty good looking Hot Wheels car too.
Yeah, you know, I guess guys of our generation, we're used to seeing, you know, the classic, petty blue with Hot Wheels on there. So it's different to see this black and blue and white. It's interesting. It's great to see. But a little bit something I'm not used to. We talk about Josh Durham. When the number 72 shows up to these tracks that are 2 miles and bigger, I mean, he's always one that's going to go up there and compete. And looks like he's up there today. Right now, currently sitting in that second position. Just kind of biding his time, following around the 96. So it'll be interesting to see what the 72 can do today in Pocono.
Yeah, that's the thing with Josh. I mean, these bigger tracks like this, he's always so competitive, and he knows how to get around them and get to whoa. As
he gets a
like,
quick shot
David
from the
Lee
28.
Gets a little shot in the rear bumper and loosens him up a little bit.
A little how do
Keeps
you
it
do?
together. Keeps it together, but he's got a little. Now he's got a little bit of damage on that rear end. I don't know how that's going to affect.
Yeah, he's crinkled up just a little bit, and I'm sure he had a butt clincher on that one. As we see Chase kind of breaking the draft. There's so much of a draft in these cars, this package, and a track of this size. The guys in front sometimes are trying to break the aerodynamics behind you and take away the draft. And that's what the 96 was doing right there.
Yeah, that little incident with the 28 and the 72, that's allowed the 96 to pull a little bit more of a.
Josh is able to gather it back together. So let's go ahead and take a look back in the field, starting with the number 8. Oh, I'm sorry, the 18th position, Frank DiMaggio. Sitting back here. Right in front of him is number 91, James Lindo. I believe that's the only James in the race today, so I believe he will be the best James. And he's right behind Armando, who's getting into some hot action there. Going low on the 52, and that's JT Jonathan Thomas. Oh,
here we go. The 52
curse.
and the 90.
The curse continues. Ryan, okay, I know that this is your second time broadcasting, but you have to be familiar with the announcer's curse, right?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely familiar with that. It seems like every time you guys jumped in my car, I wrecked or something. So it's yeah, I'm very familiar with it, but yeah, it just seems like it's going on.
Let's see if we can go back and see here. Not a very good angle. Let's try to go to a chopper view. We don't have the best angles.
The 52 clipped the wall coming off a 3, and he bounced down into the 90.
Okay, here we go. Riding along, or sitting up here in the chopper, number 52. Snicks that wall, hits him. Frank barely misses it. Who got taken with it?
That was 4 sets of tires, counting the ones we started on, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. Oh, I guess Stephen is not from... I thought Stephen was from the UK. Apparently, he's obviously not. I misspoke earlier.
We have 4 changers.
But who got
5
collected
total.
there with him? I was trying to see.
That was the 52.
Number's hard to see on that 30.
52 of Jonathan Thomas, and then looked like the 91 of James
Oh,
Lindo.
it's James Lindo. See, that number's really hard for us to read up here in the booth. That's a shame. Let's take another look here. James Lindo, Mr. Sadistic, who's having a rough time, got wrecked in lap 2 of his official race. And here on lap 7, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's another thing with this track is you feel like you're getting such a good run off these corners, and then before you know it, you're just pushing and you hit that wall, and things like this. It happens.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like King Kong, and then all of a sudden you're defeated. But, all right, so that is the first caution. So, it's interesting looking at the tire strategy. So in the real life cup race, they raced 160 laps. They only had 7 sets of tires. And I would have thought at a place like Pocono that they might have more, but then I saw that last night in the Xfinity series, they only had 6 changes of tires. And I thought, wow, I guess we're being really generous, and they're getting 4 today.
As here they come down pit road.
Ooh, I'm dropping the ball on that.
Looks like Thomas Harmon's going to be the first one to come down. Got John Dews, Armando Ortiz, Frank DiMaggio, and of course the 2 cars that got wrecked. They're all on pit.
I don't see anybody lifting them up, so nobody's getting tires. Talking about that tire allotment, nobody's going to elect to use them right now, because theoretically you really only have 1 set to burn, and you definitely don't want to use it this early. Now, if it was lap 18, might be a little bit different. We see some guys changing some tires, but there's a lot of time being spent by Thomas. Is he going to the restroom right now? Thomas might be going to the bathroom. Same with Frank.
Or it might just, yeah, they might just be hanging out on pit road to make sure they're the last ones out to be at the back of the.
It's a battle of the last. You know, usually you have the battle to be up front, but it looks like the 24 and the 38 are really trying to battle to see how far back they can be in the field.
Yeah, so technically we got 3 battles that we gotta focus on. We got the battle of the leaders, we got
Right.
the battle to who's going to be last, and then the battle of the Jameses.
So many races, so many championships here in the USRC series, and right now it looks like Thomas Harmon is going to win the battle on pit road of waiting. Unless that car way back out there pulls out. I think Thomas won it. Nope, we have another winner. Who is this? Who is this surprise winner on pit road staying so long? Now, Lindo's broke. That's JW?
Yeah. It's like Jonathan Thomas.
Oh, that was JT. Okay, well, those were 2 guys wrecked, so they don't count. They weren't in the race. So let me ask you a question. When you see any of the cars out there when you're racing, do you confuse any of the cars? Because everyone's moving so fast and you kind of just see colors. Are there any paint schemes that confuse you?
I'd have to, the only 2 that would kind of confuse me is David Leaf and Jamal Poe, because they both run Kyle Busch cars. But you know, it's for me. It's just I kind of have a photographic memory of who I'm around, so I can usually, not even looking at the numbers, just I can go by the car of who it is. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's different when you're in the cockpit as compared to up here, but you know, being up here, like you thought the 52 was JW Miller, and for a minute there I did too. So I guess it's a different perspective being up here.
Yeah, and I would say the fumes in my garage really keep me from having that photographic memory. But what I was going to say is, as much as these 2 cars actually do look different, when you're trying to speak at as quickly as possible with something to say, the 32 and the 33, if they don't confuse me every time, just because I see them maybe in the back of the field or wherever the case may be, if I don't have them in my direct vision, I just kind of assume it's one driver and not the other, so a lot of mistakes are made that way. So I was just curious about if there was any cars that confused you.
I can't honestly say that there has been. I don't remember ever coming up on somebody, it's like, oh, I thought that was so-and-so. Because, some of these guys, when they race, they have, the little relative screen or something up on I have nothing. I have, I don't put any of my standings, nothing on the screen. I just have my cockpit, because I'm like, if I'm really racing, that's all I'm going to see.
That's
so
a
I
true
keep
racer.
I keep it realistic. Sometimes, except for last night, I was pulling up my fuel and all that. I mean, I had to.
Somebody's got to be doing your fuel management, but I like that, man.
The outside.
And it looks like Chase is going to elect to take the outside here. So what are you thinking we're going to see on this restart? Now the leader controls it, so that people won't be able to jump as much. But what do you expect to see happen as we come Alpha 1?
I think we might see the same as the initial start. I think, the guys are just going to try and get single file, because you really can't get a feel for the cars in just 7 laps. So I think they're going to, they might be side by side for a little bit, but I think they're going to get strung out again and just, get a feel for these cars, see what they'll do on a long run. And, but I could be wrong, but I feel as a driver, that's that's what I want to do. That first stage is you always want to use that stage to, test your car, see what you can and can't do with it.
All right, so right now we're looking at the 96 and then the 28 on the front row there. So the 28, good to see him running up front. He hasn't been as consistent as 2018, but then again, I don't think the competition was necessarily as high as it is today. But it's good to see him with a good showing. He's going to be on the inside position, although he is second due to lane choice. And then we got Dalton Williamson. Doesn't make a whole lot of races. Good to see the number 2 showing up. Dalton also streams. I forget exactly offhand what it is. We'll get it and let you guys know. You can possibly follow him. We got Josh Durham there, but as we get ready to go green, we're about to go to lap 11 of 20 for stage 1 here in Pocono Raceway. A lot of draft, a lot of grip, cool temperatures. So we'll be interested to see what these guys do here as they come up on just another 10 laps before the end of the stage. And we all know, those points really add up at the end of the year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you want to do what you can to, finish really strong in these stages because, every point matters, and we're back to...
And there we go. As we see them nose to tail right there, what a great view we have as we're coming into one. Pretty much have 2 groups. You see Wade go up high there because he wants to get the maximum arc going into one and maybe take Josh coming out. And you see a lot of cars get real tight right there. Oh,
72's in the...
Oh, the curse continues. Ooh, that goes Poe.
There we go.
Oh, and he's going back up the track.
Again, you pants.
Frank is alluding to him pooping his pants in the back of the field. Let's see where this all started.
Looked like Jamal Poe got...
Well, before we go here,
Frank, you okay?
what I was just about to say is you saw all of those cars getting tight. So we saw that Wade went up to that high lane to get that maximum arc. Josh was low. So again, we talk about this every week going into one, how difficult it is to stay low. And I fear this is what we saw. A lot of tight race cars still trying to push it and ended up getting into some stuff here.
Yeah, I think Frank just got the Charmin moment of the race on that.
See evasive maneuvers. Let's go back here again. As we see everyone kind of nick the wall. Josh is bouncing off it. Oh, and then he was just in it. Let's get inside of his car here to really see what he was seeing. Nope, it's not the end of the stage. Where's my cockpit view? Pardon me. Okay, let's get another view here. Oops. Technical difficulties. Hold on a second. Okay, we'll back it up here from the restart. As we see, he's getting it going. He's right behind DiMaggio Jr. and that J. Parker dump trucks. Right now he can't see anything. He's pushing. Little does he know, there's a whole lot of pushing race cars. Josh skips the wall, goes low. Oh, and he was just trying to avoid it.
Yeah, it looks like what happened was the 2 car of Dalton Williamson that was right in front of Josh, he got up in the wall, and it's like Josh just followed him up in.
Oh, the follow the leader. Yeah, you saw a lot of... Because if we went back and we looked at their arcs into one, I think we can kind of see who's going to end up. And we see Wade here. He goes up. Trying to get that arc. The other cars, when you're down low like that, now you're hitting the throttle, you're really pushing. And Wade, you can see, has so much wheel that he can use there because of the arc, and calamity ensues behind him. Actually, why don't we go in car with Frank while we got a second? We have a long pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, that had to be a definite pucker moment there for the...
Man, it was all crazy. Wow. He almost got bit for being back there, but he was able to avoid it. As you see, oh, He's slowing down. He went left. He went right. He went right. He went left. Oh.
I wonder if Frank's starting to think that maybe being back there isn't such a good idea.
You know, I've always kind of figured like this. The wrecks happen in the front, they happen in the middle, and they happen in the back. And really, you know, that's like the Joey Logano theory. If it's going to happen to you regardless, you might as well be up front and see what your car has and see what you can do there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, and I've had, you know, instances where, you know, I could be running up front, middle, or in the back, and it's just like everything seems to happen around me. So it's like I know that there is no safe spot in the field. It's, you know,
yeah. I'm the same as you. If you have that black cloud that is following you like a Charlie Brown commercial, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You go left, right, center. That cloud's gonna be following you. All right. Well, we got a little bit of time here. Let's see. Let me take a whirl down here. Oh, let's take DiMaggio Senior here. Hey, Senior, you got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, man. We saw you with a couple of those Charmin moments. We'd like to take a time to say thank you to Charmin. This broadcast is brought to you by Charmin. Charmin, if you got a wet bum, that thing will clean it up. But it looks like you were watching a lot of action going on in the back. You double thinking being in the back like that, or what?
I don't know. This is such a short race that I'm beginning to double, I guess, second guess myself on this strategy. So I just saw them come off of turn one, and then everyone started scattering. And Jamal and Armando got down to the bottom, and I thought he was going to stay there, but he started coming back up. So Charmin did its job there. Very absorbent, so that's good.
Yeah, we went with the in-car cam, and we saw you go left, right, then left, which, you know, was interesting. But then you were able to evade it twice in a row. Tell us a little bit about the package out there right now at Pocono with this car and the temperature and all that good stuff.
The track gets pretty tight after a few laps, so you really got to make up those spots on new tires when you can. I haven't really done any racing yet. I've just been cruising around, logging laps, trying to feel how the car gets behind somebody to learn a little something there. But maybe if we stay green, we can learn a thing or two and slowly make our way up front.
All right, we'll go ahead and send you back with Junior. That's Frank DiMaggio Jr. And again, as I would like to look into CPS being called on Dylan Parker, because the only person down in there was Frank DiMaggio, and I don't quite trust that. But thanks for talking with us, Frank, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thanks.
That's a shame, Ryan. That's a shame. It's like you have kids, you don't know what they're doing online. Little do you know, they're on iRacing. They're with Frank DiMaggio. No parent wants that.
Yeah, and they're doing better than you. I think that's
Yeah,
the part that, you know.
Quite maddening. Someone put that kid on restriction. He's 15. We said it last week. He was 14. It doesn't make it much better, but at least when he's 16, we can be like, well, he can kind of make his own choices. But right now at 15, I'm thinking no. I'm going to try to see if I can contact his parents via Twitter or Facebook and see if we can get a little bit of parental supervision on him. All right, let's get back to racing here.
And it looks like so far the John Dews is our only retired driver. He called it.
That's a shame. John Dews, one of my favorite people, but he never shows up all the time. Shout out to Dews, and not even just in iRacing. We do a lot of different things in Discord, so it'd be nice to see more of John Dews, but he's one of those mavericks, you know, nothing you can do about that. But we're about to go racing here as we come out of turn 2. It's going to be, about 7 laps to go. Turn and burn, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got 7 laps to the end of the stage, so if you were holding back, you got to, get every position you.
All right, where do we think the most action is going to be had? I would say in that I would say the third lane we'll see the most action, because in that third lane, we're going to have Wade with Jordan Malish. And Jordan likes to get it on restarts, and Wade always likes to get it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as the pace car pulls off, and we're about to go to lap 16 of 20 here in Pocono Raceway. Look at this view. Everybody side by side here.
Wow, it looks like Josh Powell did not get a good restart. He left quite a big gap, and now looks like Thomas Harmon's going to drop in.
Might have been a little bit scared as we see them coming out of one. JW sitting in that second position.
And Wade is putting big time pressure on David Leaf, right?
Yeah, Wade likes to go down those stretches and really push on you and lean on you. You know, not necessarily to help you, just to kind of let you know, hey, I'm right here. You gotta recognize that when someone's breathing down your neck like that. As we see here, the problem of getting tight, we get.
He's gonna try. Wade's gonna try to make the move on the outside. He's got Dylan Parker right on him. Looks like David backed off and let him go, and now Wade is pressuring Jacob.
I apologize for a little bit of that glitching looking turn one view. Looks like these cameras might need to be altered just a little bit, but something's happening on a pan, so every once in a while it'll be a little bit messed up looking graphically. That's just kind of an iRacing. Other than that, they did a great job, and look at that gap the 96 has been able to create as everyone kind of fights for scraps behind him.
Yeah, Wade now making the move on JW, and looks like Dylan Parker's going to try and go with him, but Wade and JW still side by side down the front.
Yeah, side by side, DiMaggio Jr. right next to the 32. Now let's see if the 32 can take the line away from JW. JW's going to have the preferred line as we go into one here. 024 on the outside.
I'll tell you what, this track in turn one, if you take that corner just right, you can get one heck of a run on that high.
Yeah, as you saw Dylan right there, he was never really in that pushing state. You could see that he was in no threat of hitting the wall. Because a lot of times in one, when it first begins, in the first section, you could tell, like, oh my God, you're going to be pushing the line, or the wall rather. And he did not push it at all, as we see all this pressure being applied from the 024 and the 32. Look at that awesome view. As you can see how flat it really is compared to some of the other tracks we go to on the circuit. But such a great view watching them come out of turn, what was that, turn 2 there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting to watch these cars come out of all three of these turns. I mean, you got three unique turns, and it's just, you know, the runs these guys get coming off these corners.
All right, we see Thomas Harmon trying to get involved. You know, Thomas likes to be running up front. It's kind of surprised to see him not qualify. He benefits from being up front and staying up front.
Looks like David just got a little bit of the wall that allows the 38 and the 72 to go.
He's able to gather it back up, and here comes Josh Powell right behind him as we have one lap to go before the end of stage one here at Pocono Raceway.
And it's no surprising Thomas Harmon is good as he is. I mean, last night's Xfinity race, he was in his own time zone. You know, unfortunately, he had connection issues, so I don't know. I'm thinking if he didn't have those problems, I don't know. You know, he might have won that race because he was gone. None of us could catch him.
I forgot about that. Thomas was unfortunately eliminated from the race because of shoddy internet. But as we come off turn 2, going into turn 3, it looks like Dylan Parker's gonna. Oh, I'm sorry, Chase Alvey is gonna win stage 1 here at Pocono Raceway as we get ready to call the caution.
Yeah, he's going to easily win this stage.
All right, man. Caution is out.
All right, caution is out. Oops, I got to change my push to talk button here in game. Pardon me. Congratulations on the stage win, Chase. right, on to lap 40. All right, Chase Alvey getting himself a Stage 1 win. So the question is, Chase seems to be really fast today, but will he be able to put it together? Because we've seen him get so close and have that heartbreak, you know, right in the final laps. So I'm wondering if today, if he's actually going to be able to capture himself a win here in the USRC Cup Series from Pocono.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that surprised me. I mean, Chase Alvey, he's fast every week. I mean, he's always leading laps, but he just hasn't been there to seal the deal. And it's really surprised me because with as fast as this guy is, I'm surprised he has not, you know, been winning more races.
Yeah, I believe Chase is also one of those younger guys too. So, you know, what I really enjoy is when I saw him, I forget which race it is, coming in second. It happened because he was not being overly aggressive. He was actually being cautious, which actually allowed him, you know, disadvantaged him there. But I'll take those guys any day of the week that would rather finish the race where they can do it rather than risk wrecking and taking someone out. So I couldn't have more respect for the number 96 of how he does it. Never gets in there dirty, doesn't rough anybody up that I've ever seen. You know, and again, as he's actually probably cost himself a win or two by not being as aggressive as he possibly could be.
Yeah, I agree, but I'll tell you what, I know his time's coming. It wouldn't be a bit surprised if he ends up in victory lane tonight. But I know, you know, his victories are going to be coming, and he's that kind of guy where once he wins, he's going to start a chain, and he's going to win more and more.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. If he was a stock, I would start to buy right now, kind of like William Byron. If you weren't buying William Byron last week or last year, you should be buying the stock right now. The same with number 96, Chase Alvey, as he leads here in Pocono Raceway against some of USRC's best.
And here they come down pit road. Sure, everybody's going to be getting 4 first time.
That's right, everyone's single file here. Look how awesome that looks with all these cars going by the rules, staying on the right-hand side as we see them start to duck in. Chase gets in there real nice, and Frank is actually going to do a drive-through to come back through. He might not even take tires. He might be trying to be crazy and wait till the end. I don't know what he's doing. Nobody knows what he's ever doing.
And pit road here is another difficult place as Chase Alvey beats him out. Thomas Harmon, JW, Wade, Durham, all of them.
Stephen McGough, the number 2, the 52, and the 94. And it looks like DiMaggio Jr. is sitting back there for some reason. I don't know if he's going to grab a high C, some Flintstone vitamins, or what the case is, but right now he's currently on pit road.
But yeah, as I was saying, with pit road, especially on these worn tires, and Pocono, your pit road speed limit's 55. One thing I've done over and over is I've come in so hot that I've overshot my pit because you're coming down 55 and you try to stop on worn tires and you just slide through your box. It's happened to me so many times. So that's something else these guys got to be careful of.
Yeah, especially not being able to take tires every time. There's some of those stops where you're coming in and those tires are awful greasy, as they would say in Days of Thunder, and you can't quite get it to stop. A lot of times that happens to me too. You've been practicing pit stops, you know how your braking is, you know everything, but you're not accounting for those long runs and how much different those tires are as you try to haul it down into pit road and then stop in your box on time without sliding through.
Yeah, and Tasha's telling me to hold my communications button a little longer because I'm cutting myself off.
Hey, what I would say is go to forget the push to talk. I don't use push to talk. We just freely talk here, Ryan. If something's going on in your house, it's going on in my house, going on in the race.
Yeah, I just have it set up till I have my button on my wheel as my push to talk, and I really didn't change any of the settings, so I'll just have to remember to hold it just a little bit longer so I don't cut myself off here.
Yeah, I have to take my wheel off because I have a Fanatic oval wheel, so it is the size of like freaking Montezuma or something. I don't know what the hell. It's huge. So I have to take it off, otherwise I can barely see my damn monitors, as those wheels are real life size. They're quite beasts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm running. I mean, I have a G27, but I have a 15-inch MPI stock car wheel, so full size. I like my realism.
All right, let's see. Looks like Frank DiMaggio's not coming into the pits, or he's coming in this time around, I would assume.
Yeah, he's probably going to wait as long as possible. That way he's guaranteed to be at the back, so he'll probably come in this time.
And he's right behind Josh Poe. Poe's car is a little bit harder to see. You know, I've really learned a lot about paint schemes doing this kind of stuff, is about what stands out and what doesn't. There's certain paint schemes that are just really hard to dissect what numbers they are and that kind of stuff. So that's why you always notice my paint schemes try to stick out like a sore thumb. You're like, you look in your mirror like, oh gosh darn it, this guy's coming. Some of these paint schemes kind of hard to tell.
But I'll tell you what, Brian, of the paint schemes I've seen you run, I think my favorite is still the blue and white Charmin car. Something about that car, it just reminds me of like like an old petty car or something. It was my favorite scheme. I like the color combination, that nice blue with the white. Really stood out to me.
You know what? I'm actually going to paint myself another one. And by the way, this broadcast is brought to you by Charmin. Charmin, when you're having one of those Charmin moments, you need something to clean yourself up. Nothing better than the Extra Soft or Extra Durable by Charmin. But yeah, man, for me, I actually do love the paint scheme. The only reason I have not yet painted a new one is because technically their new paint scheme doesn't use pink in it, and I always like to have a nice pink flare, but their new toilet paper is a lighter blue rather than a blue, and I feel like I couldn't be true to Charmin if I did that. But I'm going to try to hit them up on Twitter and then maybe ask if they can help me out by adding some pink to the package.
Well, you could always run a pink front splitter and rear spoiler.
Oh, this is true, but then it wouldn't be part of the packaging that Charmin uses, so I'd be kind of using color they didn't. But yes, I agree with you. The Charmin needs to come back because it's a fantastic product, and I believe probably half of the field, if not more, use it daily, whether they know it or not.
Yeah, I just use what I can afford.
Well, one thing that you may be surprised is the Extra Soft. You think that it would break up more, but actually not. It's just as strong as the heavy duty, but still with that softness for your bum, which I tend to enjoy. All right.
Oh, if I ever get the money, I'll have to try that. So.
Upgrade. Hey, if I could give anybody one life hack, it would be to up their game, grab themselves some Charmin Soft. It's a pleasure. As we're back to racing here, USRC Cup Series live from Pocono Raceway. Pace car is about to come off as Thomas Harmon looks like he is on the outside. The inside is going to be Chase Alvey. Pace car is off, and Chase goes right away as he controls the start.
Yeah, he did not wait at all. He was gone.
And here comes the 38 with the 32. This might really hurt JW. Let's see if JW can fend somebody off. One of those two here. Going into one. Here we go to the tunnel turn.
Thomas has a really good run on Chase here. He's on the inside going in the tunnel turn. See if he can get by.
The dangerous turn too that we're always talking about. And everybody gets through cleanly here. A couple of guys side by side. Right now it's JW side by side, but here comes Wade. Wasting no time trying to get back to the front. These guys have to be thinking if Wade gets to the front, he might not ever go back. Whoa, as Thomas gets real tight coming off a 3.
And you see Chase trying to break that draft.
Okay, here we go. Inside versus outside. Let's see if Thomas... Yeah, Wade still had a lot of room. I would have liked to have kept it real tough on Wade. Keep him from trying to go up there and get that. But here comes Thomas, the over-under. As we go into the tunnel turn, let's see if he can make it stick and do a little payback here. And here comes Josh Powell. Look at the number 3 making a showing in the top 5 today. He didn't qualify. He was just kind of sitting back there. And right now, that 3 is looking good. It's clean. He's making good lap times. Right now, he's sitting in that 4th position.
Yeah, these guys, some of these guys that were kind of hanging back in that first stage, they're starting to, make their way to the front now. So I think they maybe got a good feel of what their car can do, and they figure, hey, I got a fast car, let's go to the front.
And none of you guys out there forget, the number 3, Josh Powell, has 2 wins so far this season. So amongst this kind of competition, pulling down 2 wins is, it's a pretty great feat. And we're barely a third of the way through the season now.
Wow, Chase is going below that yellow line in the tunnel turn. I mean, that's a sign of a good handling car, but you also got to be careful because it can also upset the car, and before you know it, you're going to be wiggling out of that corner and catching that.
Yeah, I think what happens to me at that point is when I miss it. If you get that good rhythm, no problem. But the time that you miss it, because you're obviously driving a lot harder in to get to that apron to help your rotation. And if you miss it, that could definitely cost you a lot of time. But obviously, number 96 is not having that problem.
As Thomas Harmon gets around Wade for second.
And then the 32 is all over the 38. As we talk about every week, they have a lot of racing experience with each other.
These guys are definitely no stranger to each other.
And I would say their aggression level is relatively equal, probably a little bit different in how they do it. But I know that Thomas likes to jump on things, and Wade really likes to get up on there and kind of rattle your nerves like Iceman style. If you guys are unfamiliar with Top Gun or never seen it, good Lord, please go watch it. But more of an Iceman style. Just sit there, kick back, wait till you make a mistake, and then capitalize. But still with a little bit of aggression, so it's always a fun one to watch. So take a tour of the field. Let's go back to number 17th position, Jamal Poe, as we talked about. A bit of damage there. We see James Lindo, Sadistic. See, the number is hard to see with the dark number. With that, it's hard for us to see. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to hide, but he really looks like a piece of iron ingot. I've been playing too much Heat. Number 52, Jonathan Thomas. See, I actually like JT's paint scheme. I think the first time I saw it, I think it was kind of hard to look at. I kind of thought, I don't know. But that thing, it reminds me of like a 1989 skateboard. You guys all know how I like that.
Yeah, they just take every color imaginable and throw it on a car, so it looks like.
Yeah, it's like if somebody went to your drive or to an alley and put up some street graffiti. That's what the number 52 looks like. It's like they have, it's like painting with reckless abandon, and I like that. See Jordan Malish, Racer 0940. This is Jordan's newer paint scheme. It's he's been running it for not even a year yet, but I'd like to see a little bit more variety, just because these special races. I'd like to see the 94 and something a little bit different. But you can find him streaming weeknights and probably right now Racer 0940 on Twitch. Stephen McGough doesn't make a whole lot of these races. Good to see him when he does. He doesn't even make enough of the races to even care to have us give him a better number. And he just rolls to the 033, so good to see him anyways. David Leaf back there in 12th. David, I would have thought that he'd have a little bit more top fives this season than we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even right now, I'm just surprised that he's running as far back as he is. I would think he would be up there with Wade and Thomas, and because David's an amazing driver. I mean, he's it's surprising that he's back, way back here. I don't know if it's a strategy or if he's just struggling that much.
Yeah, but right now he's behind Armando Ortiz, that number 25 we're looking at here, as he tries to go on the inside of his teammate Dame Newsom in number 4. Teammates be damned, he's trying to take away that position.
And Armando's got some nose damage too.
Yeah, things looking a little bit beat up. Right now he's still able to wheel it. Here we take a look at Dame Newsom. Dame always has a different paint scheme, and look, it's not the huge number this time. I think this is a reasonable number. Look at this. Looks kind of big. Looks kind of big. But hey, that's Dame. That's his game. He likes to get up there. So you see him bury it down in there. You can see the car kind of rotate, you know, when you drive down there and hit the brakes and try to get that rotation. Looks like that number 4 was trying to get all of it sitting there at 10th position.
Yeah, you want to get that, you know, you tap that brake, get that nose settled, and that car, you know, it'll rotate really good if you can get it just.
All right, we see Josh Durham fell back to 8th. He was running in the top 5 previously, falling back to 8th. We'll be able to be interesting to see if we can get back up to the top 5. Now, Bartle Skeet, number 72, the original name of Mountain Dew, or so I am told.
Yeah, one of my paint specials there.
A little Frank DiMaggio action. Yeah, I like how you crossed the Skittles with the DuPont for this number 24.
Well, you know, Frank said something. He says, somebody paint me a Skittles car. So I said, sure, I'll get you. And I said, what do you want? You want the flames, or do you want like the old rainbow? And he says, the rainbow. So, you know, I said, okay, give me a few days, and went to work on it. Gave him the old 1994-95 Jeff Gordon rainbow with Skittles instead of DuPont. He liked it, and he's been running it ever since, and he's been doing extremely well with it ever since he's been driving it. So maybe my paintbrush has the magic touch for him. I don't know.
It's like if Ernie Irvan and Jeff Gordon had a baby, and it became Frank DiMaggio in that number 24. J.W. Miller. JW's sitting there. Let's see if JW can get himself back into that top 5. Was running up there. He's sitting right on the outside looking in, trying to chase down that 024. But then he also has Papa DiMaggio stalking him as they go into 3 here. Dylan Parker.
Yeah, he's kind of separate. JW is kind of separating the family right now.
Yeah, as we see Junior up there. Dylan Parker sitting back there in 5th, trying to get back up there to compete for the lead. And that looks like I don't know what your paint scheme is. Is it a Dylan Parker paint scheme? Is that what it is?
It looks like it says J. Parker.
Oh, I think
Transport.
it's his father's. Hold on, let's give him some props here. I think that's his father's company. I'm just throwing it out there as a guess. Because I think when we look on the back of his car, it says Parker Dump Trucks or something like that. So I believe his dad owns a business. And if that's the case, that is fantastic. Love small businesses, any kind of business you are. He's promoting the hometown. Maybe we'll talk to him at the break and see if we can get his dad a plug and talk a little bit about what he does. Now we see the number 3, Josh Powell. That's the number 3 distracted driving Toyota Camry. So, you know, we all know a lot of accidents happen, deaths and all that kind of stuff, or even just a minor rear ender, but from people distracted driving, whether that being text on your phone or just fiddling with something in your car. So, as we see the 024,
Dylan Parker.
just a taste, Ryan. But yeah, the distracted driving Toyota Camry. It's good to see him out there. So everybody that's watching or rewatches this, please keep that in mind when you're driving on the roadways. Please put the phone down, put down the distractions, because we have a lot of accidents, a lot of lives lost every year. As we move on to a happier subject, that's number 32 of Wade Hustad. Trying to see if he can get back up there, but really, I don't know how many laps he's led today, and it looks like 0.
And we got 2 laps to the end of this stage.
And here goes Chase. Chase on the inside of Thomas Harmon here, going into 1. Thomas should be able to keep the position because it looks like, yeah, he's not really getting tight. Both of those guys' cars seemed like they were handling really well, or they were using the throttle in moderation to keep it looking that way as we go into the tunnel turn here. we see them a little bit off the apron. 2 laps to go for Stage 2 in the USRC Cup Series live from Pocono Raceway.
And it looks like a little further back, Frank got around Dylan Parker, moving up another.
As he tries to break the draft going into 1. Let's see if JW can put pressure on the 024 and get himself a top 5 for the end of this stage. It seems like this 024 is kind of falling off now. Maybe he used him up a little bit too much, or whatever the case may be.
Or maybe when he got into that wall, it kind of affected his arrow, and it's kind of slowing him down now.
Yeah, or could affect your psyche. You start being a little bit more easy on it than you were previously, but that's one of those things about these races, man. You can start your race one way, but you might have to end another. So as elements change throughout the race, you have to adapt your driving style accordingly, and that might be what the 024 is doing today as we come on to 1 lap to go here in Stage 2.
And I'm going to hate to do this on this last lap, but I'm going to take a small break, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
All right, quick break here. And here comes Thomas Harmon getting into that tunnel turn. I think he should be primed and ready to win this stage here. As they come out of turn 3, looks like Thomas Harmon's going to win stage number 2 here at the USRC Cup Series live from Pocono Raceway.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Hey, congrats, Thomas. I didn't even see you racing. Obviously, I saw Thomas racing. All right. Thomas Harmon getting the stage 2 win. No more stages. We are green for another 40 laps. That means we're going to see pit stops. We're going to see green flag pit stops. So what you always got to know is who's going to come in and get out the quickest, and who's going to have that strategy that might be a little bit different than everybody else to try to capture themselves a win.
We gotta go all the way around to catch the pace car.
Let's go through the field here. We got Thomas Harmon sitting in the lead, followed by Chase Albee. Josh Powell with the 3rd place finish here, stage 2. Looks like he made the pass on, Frank, number 5.
Entering 1, rather.
DiMaggio Jr. sitting back there in 6th, followed by JW. Josh Durham still hanging tough on that 8th position, like it was last time. Dave Newsom, number 9. 10th place, Armando Ortiz. On the outside looking in, that's Dalton Williams in number 2. Stephen Mago sitting there in that 12th position, followed by Jordan Malish, Jonathan Thomas, and Mr. Sadistic, James Lindo. All right, everyone's getting tires this time around. I think you don't have a choice. The track dictates this, and the track wants tires.
All right, I'm back.
Ryan is back with us. All right, while we do that, let's let me take a quick little break, and we will put you. I'll tell you what. I'll wait until we go into pit road, so we can kind of watch what these drivers are going to do here. Everyone's coming for tires, right? This is kind of a given.
Yeah, I would definitely say these guys are all going to come in for another set of tires.
All right, Thomas and Chase. This will be interesting. Let's see if Chase can somehow find a way to get out in front, because it's always better to control the starts and not let these guys drive away from you being able to control that start as we head into pit road right now. Chase is really not close enough to have, all things being equal, he shouldn't be able to make a position here in pit road. All right, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick myself, and I'll be right back with you.
All right, covering pit stops. Looks Chase gets into his box. Thomas overshoots, has to back up a little. That's going to be a problem. Oh, and it looks like Josh Powell beat everybody out. He's going to take over the lead. Looks like Chase gets second. And looks like Frank DiMaggio comes out third. Thomas Harmon lost a few spots. Josh Durham back there. Alright, so it looks like Josh Powell's going to have the lead, followed by Chase Alvey, Frank DiMaggio and up to third, Thomas Harmon fourth, Josh Durham up to fifth, Steve McGow sixth, Dame Newsom seventh. James Lindau up to 8th. Jonathan Thomas 9th. Looks like Dalton Williamson is going to round out the top 10 after pits. So now we got the stages out of the way, and now we're gonna have a long run to lap 80. So be interesting to see pit strategy. If this thing goes green all the way, it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies these guys play. Yeah, sorry, Tasha. I'm trying to remember to hold the button. So thanks for keeping on top of that. I'm trying. I really am.
All right, looks like they're side by side as I come back here. Perfect timing.
Yeah, and we got a new leader. Josh Powell is now first. Thomas Harmon slid through his box a little bit on his pit stop and lost a couple of spots. He's back to fourth.
Looks like Thomas's pit stop was 14.9 seconds. Same with Frank DiMaggio.
The guys
Some-
just went black. I'm sorry, whoever the fuck I
Something happened to Dalton Williamson under caution. He just stopped. Wow.
Oh no, looks like his screen went black on him. Looks like Dalton Gonna have a screen go black. There he goes. Oh, look! Luckily, nobody got involved. Wow, screen went black on him. All right, we're able to live through that. All right, a different front row now. We got Josh Powell. We got Chase Alvey. Here we go. Gonna be 45 laps to go in this race. I'm sorry, 35 laps to go in this race.
Let's see how long Josh waits.
Green flag.
And we're off. Trying to finish this off. Pocono Raceway, USRC Cup Series. Here goes Powell. Here comes 96. Here comes the 24, the 38, the 4, and the 72. Trying to make things happen.
Yeah, and as predicted, you know, now that we got the stages out of the way, look who's up near the front. Good old number 24.
Here comes Frank DiMaggio going down low, and here comes Wade with him. They're going to go 3 wide here. As we go to the tunnel turn, still 3 wide a little bit. We got that worked out relatively quickly. And here comes Armando on the inside, making a hard move, and here comes Dylan Parker. 3 wide here, going into 3. There's not a whole lot of room. They're keeping it together. This is some amazing racing we're seeing with this package here at Pocono. Wow. Now the 25 giving the 24 a good push. The 72 in the preferred line. Let's see what happens here. That is just amazing.
And once again, just to see Armando dicing it up with these guys with the damage he has, I mean, that's once again, it's amazing
Here he
that
comes.
he's able to keep.
Yeah, he's able to really wheel it, but I think it's going to end up as soon as there's a little bit of separation and he gets a little bit more downforce in that car, he might be toast, so he needs to drive the wheels off of that thing, try to stay up, moderate some of that damage he has. Everyone's single file here.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the point where you got to start thinking about green flag pit stops in case this thing goes green the rest of the way. You know, when do you come in and what do you take? I mean, do you try to, you know, wait as long as you can and maybe come in for a splash of fuel and make it to the end, or what?
Yeah, as we see, Chase is taken back over the lead, followed by Thomas Harmon. Looks like Josh has fell back to 3rd position. And right now, here comes this 24. He's trying to take it away from him.
And I don't think Chase Alvey's going to get rid of Thomas Harmon. Harmon, speaking of, he just went to the inside. He's going to have the inside line going into 1.
All right, let's see what happens here. He's got the position. He's going to hold it. Meanwhile, the 24 trying to get on the inside, get position from the 3. He's there. Let's see if Frank can make this one stick.
Yeah, Frank's saying, don't get too comfortable up there, guys, because here I come.
Here I come.
And I'm bringing the Skittles.
Yeah, Frank has been on fire recently. Really getting back to the form of Frank DiMaggio a couple of years ago, really. I mean, he had a pretty decent year last year, but I think so far, with a couple of wins that he has, I think he's on pace to have a little bit better finish in the overall standings.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, because back when I joined, you know, anytime we went to a bigger track, like a 1.5 miles, Frank was always the guy to beat. And for a little while there, I don't know if he was just going through some stuff, but now he looks like the Frank that I remember. Just, you know, hard charging up to the front, running up front, and being smooth and clean.
And right now, he's right where he wants to be. Let's see if he can take that position away from the 96. And Don't look yet, but here we have the number 4. Old Dame is running really good, right up there in the top 5.
Yeah, he's just been lying and waiting, and now it's, you know, he says, I want in on some of this battle for the lead here.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting in front of some pretty stout talent with Parker, Hustad, and Durham all behind him right now. And we see Josh is still in the 8th position, so ever since we saw him fall out of the top 5, he's stayed at 8 every time that we've checked up on him. I'm sure he's gone up and down, but every time we've looked, he's been in 8th. Looks like he started 2nd, currently 8th. I'll tell you what I'm excited about is green flag pit stops. Pocono produces them, and this is going to be a great one because you can definitely start to see different strategies pay off here, right? You're running so tight with guys within 1/10 of a second or whatnot, and if you go in and get some fresh shoes at the right time, you could find yourself primed to get yourself a trophy.
Yeah, because unfortunately I didn't run any long laps, so I'm not sure what these cars get for fuel mileage as far as how max number of laps you can run on a full tank of fuel.
Let's take a ride along here. Chase Alves, he sits behind, so let's stick a chase here. We'll kind of take a lap around and see what the second place car is dealing with right now as he tries to chase down that number 38 Avril Lavigne Chevrolet of old Thomas Harmon. Coming down, Thomas trying to get away from it, him trying to get it. Peekaboo! Peekaboo at Pocono. Only here, live, USRC Cup Series. This race is brought to you by Charmin. When Frank has a little accident, Charmin's the only thing that can clean it up. Even for Canadians, as we see, coming out of 1. Seems like Chase can use that draft just to get up just enough. But I don't know if Thomas is in danger right now.
And the one thing you don't see with this new package is these guys aren't shifting anymore.
That's right. You would always see the downshift to 3rd gear, but now ever since they reduced the horsepower, it's so hard to get these things up to speed. And if you drop that thing into 3rd gear now, on the restarts, these engines will go to about 9,200 RPMs before you're forced to shift or mess it up. So that's forever. That's an eternity to sit there in 3rd gear to try to get these things up to speed so you can get into 4th.
Looks like Chase is just getting really tight off the corners. He's pushing way up.
Man, Thomas seems to be nice and smooth. Let's take a little ride around with Thomas here. Hopefully there's no broadcaster's curse with this man. He's been on here enough that he should not be paying attention to what's happening.
Yeah, and the one thing I gotta wonder with this new package, as compared with the old one, how much more important is clean air with this package compared to the other? Me personally, I think it's more important because when you're behind with this aero package, the car's behind. If you're behind somebody, you're just so much tighter. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. I mean, these cars are a lot tighter when you're in traffic.
Yeah, what my opinion would be is it would pretty much break even for me, because if you're the leader, you don't want people holding onto your draft, but sometimes when you're off by just a little bit of the next driver, being behind them, being able to get that draft will compensate for that little bit, as we see him get kind of squirrely right there. So yeah, I think it depends on who it is. I think it's a wash for some people not. But because sometimes, man, if you get the draft on someone, you can really hang on, not able to shake them, like at a track like Michigan or Indianapolis.
And just as I mentioned it, Chase Alves is actually shifting in turn 3.
Oh, he's gonna spin that bad boy is what he's gonna do. There goes Thomas. You cannot shift these. 9,300 RPMs before he could shift, and he just lost himself a position.
Well,
You
now
cannot-
Frank moves in the second.
Yeah, these cars are not geared up to drop into third. If you're watching the Cup race today, you would notice, yeah, in real life they don't either. There's not enough oomph to go around. He's gonna
with
test it again.
with the way these cars are, with the limited horsepower and the way they're geared, shifting, it's really not necessary, even with the worn tires.
As we see him make a little bit of a run on Frank, but I don't think it's sustainable. He's going to try to show us wrong. Because if you've ever downshifted at the wrong time at Pocono or, Sears Point, Watkins Glen, any of those tracks, it's quite a sight when you drop it down and you automatically drop into 8,800 RPMs and you spin that bad boy. But you guys are a lot better than I am.
Yeah, you're sideways before you know it.
All right, let's take a look back in the field here. James Lindo's sitting back there in 14th position. What up, Sadistic? JT, Jonathan Thomas. Jonathan Thomas Towing used to be the name of the series back in 2014-15. Stephen McGough, rather. Good to see Stephen out here, sitting back there in 12th. Jordan Malish, sitting there in 11th. JW Miller in 10th.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Armando Ortiz, number 25, banged up car. Still able to sit there in the top 10. Currently in 9th. Josh Durham. What position do you think Josh is in? 8th. Every time we check on Josh, it's an 8th position. Not a bad position. I'd kill to be in 8th position in this series, especially this long in the race. We're sitting here in lap 58 of 80 here in Pocono Raceway. Wade, sitting back there in 7th. Wade has not been setting anything on fire today. But hey, even the best of us need a little break from running up front as we see the 024. Nick the wall just a little bit. It's going to allow Dame to take that position from DiMaggio Jr. So Powell started off this segment in the lead. Now he's currently back to 4th, so not too bad. Still hanging there tough in the top 5. Chase is back in 3rd. Frank and then Thomas.
Yeah, these front three have kind of, separated themselves a little bit from Josh Powell back in 4th. So, got our own little groups going here.
Yeah, the front three is being real stuck up and just staying amongst themselves here. But it looks like Thomas is still able to stay in front of him, so. Looks like Thomas might be downshifting now, too.
Because I know in last night's Xfinity race, even on the worn tires, when you really had to slow in the corners, I still wasn't shifting. So, I don't. Maybe that's what helped save fuel too. I'm not sure, keeping the lower RPMs.
As the 96 is all over Frank. You might want that position as we come up on 20 to go. When we went green, there was 35. Halfway of that is going to be 17 to 18 laps, which would put us at, right about between now and the next 5 laps is probably your sweet window on keeping it around that halfway.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm not sure what the fuel mile, how many laps they can run a full tank with these cars. I really didn't have a chance to test that, so.
Yeah, we're hearing more guys downshift now. Let's go back in the cockpit and see what's going on here. Because I heard at
Frank
least 2
goes
cars.
for the lead.
And now Thomas is downshifting. Frank is downshifting. Okay, so the shift is now on. As we said that, they were like, oh yeah, let's start shifting. Now that everybody's shifting, pretty much averaged out. See what happens here. Tunnel, all out. Getting real tight.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to prove me wrong.
There they go. Oh, and Thomas said, hey, it's time to come in.
Oh, Frank just got in the wall on the front stretch.
Oh, just a tad bit. Just a tad. He probably was looking at displays and stuff, thinking about pits. And there goes Chase. That's the pits. He was thinking about them. Thomas is coming in to get service. Stopped in real nice.
Put him in
So-
front, Frank.
Okay, I was just gonna say, now that Thomas has pitted, when do these other guys start coming in?
Pretty much ASAP. Now the question is, will Frank stay to try to fix some of the damage that he got by looking at his display? Which from here I don't see too much damage, but in the
Putting
cockpit,
time.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all. I think he just barely brushed it. I mean, it really doesn't look bad at all.
as Chase tries to whoa it up, it looks like he's gonna do it. Trying to maximize his speed in and out. Try to maintain his position. Staying on the right side as he goes all the way down pit road. At agonizingly 55, I'm assuming. Slides into that number 1 box. Let's see how he comes out. And he has all kinds of guys with him. The 32, the 33, the 70. Pretty much all the paint schemes that look somewhat similar. Green and black of some sort. All came in with him.
Yeah, I would think Frank's gonna come in within the next lap, 2 the most. I mean, you don't really want to stay out there too long.
And here comes Chase. But if he divides it up equally, he might, you know. Yeah, I guess it's hard to say. And here comes Frank now.
Yep, here he comes now.
This is going to be huge to see where he comes out. He might just finish where he comes out. So let's see what happens here as he makes the
Right.
crawl down pit road.
Just gotta have a smooth stop. Don't slide through your box, and get in and out as quick as you can.
Looks like he takes it nice and easy. He's not trying to push it at all, not sliding him at all as they lift up the right side. Going to town on the left here in a second. Here we go. See what kind of pit stop he's going to come. This might be a 13.9 or so. This is a 14 flat. So a little bit slower, but I mean, anywhere from 13.8 to 14 is a good pit stop. Because we saw some of the guys last time around end up with a 14.9 and lose a lot of positions each one before we get back on track.
And there goes Thomas and Chase. So that's really going to cost him some time.
All right, but then he'll have a couple of more laps of tires than they will. So let's see if it balances out and whose strategy is going to pay off. But right now, it looks like Powell has not come in yet. He's on a 22-lap stint. Dylan's on a 20, 22 for Malish and Ortiz, and everyone else is coming in the pit. So we only have 4 guys still staying out there. Powell's still in the lead. Whoa. Looks like Dylan got tight and Lindo tried to make some evasive maneuvers around him. As it looks like the 18 is coming in the pits. I think that was the 18. Maybe not. All right, now there's only 3 that have stayed out. That's Josh Powell, Dylan Parker, and Armando. And Armando looks like he's coming in. I don't know, he's looking real slow. I think we just caught something happening there.
I think Josh is going to stay out because I'm riding on board with him. He's cutting the engine off in the corners. So I think he's trying to save. I think he's going to gamble and go the rest of the way without stopping.
All right, let's see if he's going to try to replicate what we saw last night with you doing that in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, he's cutting the engine in 1 and in 3.
Man, I don't know if he'll be able to save enough with this long to go. Man, that's a whole lot of gambling going on right now. But But this is what I was talking about. This is what makes it so exciting, is people trying these different strategies, which sometimes they pay off. Right now, he's praying to the fuel gods to make this one pay off for him tonight. That just seems you're trying to do that for way too many laps, it seems. Like you're going to have to do that for 3 turns times 25. I don't know math, but that's not good. Armando's back there, all crinkled up. Number 25 sitting back there.
It looks like right now, Powell is ahead of Armando by about 21 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I don't know if Armando will be able to save as much as Powell because of the damage on his car. So this will be interesting, especially if they both try to stick it out, especially with one shutting it off and one not.
Well, I think Powell is the only one that has not pitted, because everybody else is about 21 plus seconds back. So I think everybody's pitted except the 3 car. I think he's going to try and pull off what I did last night.
The 25 has not pit for 25 laps. Josh is on a 26 lap stint. And that stat is brought to you courtesy of ATVO. If you guys don't have ATVO, download the app and it gives you all kinds of statistics, sessions. It's kind of what I see here on the side when we're on here broadcasting. Let's do a quick little ATVO spot right here. This is what ATVO looks like. There's other parts to it too, but this is the part that I'm showing you. You can see all the times, which I just messed up the whole thing. I can't get a hold of it again. Alright, well, that's a mental note. Don't do that again. Oh, Lord. I shouldn't have showed you guys nothing. Here we go. Drag it back away. Let's try that again. Oh, it doesn't like to move around multiply. What do you guys get to
And
play?
look
at that.
It looks like Chase Alvey and Thomas Harmon have gotten around Armando Ortiz. So Chase is up to second, Thomas Harmon is third.
And we're coming up on 10 laps to go this time around. Whose strategy is going to pay off? Get this out of here.
I think the big question is now, does the 3 car have enough fuel to make it to the end?
I think if he... Oops, I didn't know still here. Oh, sorry about that. I done messed this whole thing up. Well, now I have this that's blocking it. Let's see here. Technical difficulties. Thank you. Alright, as we come down to 10 to go, let's see whose strategy is going to pay off. For me, I just think, man, that's a lot. It's a lot of time to try to pull that off and keep it shutting it off and going again, but
I'll give it to you in 3, Wade.
right now he's doing it.
I mean, the good thing is, I mean, he's got, you know, if he wants to start lifting early, cutting the engine off, he can keep doing it because he's got a big enough
man, I
lead. I
was
mean,
just
he's
gonna
still
sit there
got
and not
16
listen to that.
seconds on second place Chase Alvey.
Let's take a look at Chase here as he's trying to drive as fast as he can. I wish we could only see what his fuel pressure was at. As we look at Josh Powell trying to get himself a 3rd win this season. Oh, real tight. Chase is back by 15 seconds. With 8 laps to go.
Alright, man, caution is out.
Wow.
Oh, and caution's out.
Wow. Oh, might have been Dylan Parker. Dylan Parker crushes the wall. Alright, let's follow around with Parker inside of his cockpit, see what happens here. He was never gonna make that. ever gonna make that turn, dude.
Yeah, that was a hard impact.
Look at a lap prior, trying to take a look at what was going on here. Oh, he was just powering through it the same way. This time he just crushed the wall. Talking about the danger of trying to get that right on the apron. Well, there goes that green flag.
So now the question is, we know Josh Powell's going to pit. Do the other guys come in and take 4 tires again, or do they stay out?
Oh, you gotta come in. I mean, it's a wrap. If you got an extra set, they're going in right now. Otherwise, you're gonna get ran over going into turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, with as few as laps as there is, but this track's so big, I mean, I think pretty much you want to come in and just get, take that another set of tires. That way you have fresh tires and try and get as many positions as you can.
Well, we're about to see it happen now. Everyone, come on in the pits, boys. Let's get some Dr. Feelgoods and do some racing. They're going to go green with, what, 6 to go or so?
Yeah, 6 laps, maybe 5. Oh, and Dylan gets turned coming on pit road. I don't know what happened, but I just saw him sideways on pit road.
He's locking them up. Dylan's kind of struggling right now. That's DiMaggio Jr. right there. Part of Frank DiMaggio Racing. Right now, he's having a hell of a time with this car.
It's like
And
Josh
wow,
is
what a
gonna beat
battle
everybody.
between
Oh,
the
wow.
3. Yeah, that was a battle. Let's go rewatch that as these guys are coming out. We see the 38 trying to gun it. Here comes the 96, Frank 32. Man, the 25, and if I was going to guess, I would say in the 8th position will be Josh Durham, and it is. I was looking at all those positions changing, and I was like, I bet you Josh is an 8th. And yes, people went up, people went down. Josh came in at 8th. Oh, yes. Technical difficulties, Joe Petrick. And Dog, where are you at? Where is Dog and Joe Petrick today? All right, coming down to a nice little shootout here. Should be exciting. Hopefully, it goes green till the end, because nothing would be a bigger shame to see drivers of this caliber, this amount of talent, end this thing under yellow.
And I think Josh Powell is the only Toyota in the field.
Yeah, you're definitely right. There's one Toyota, and that's the guy sitting in the #1 position, followed by Chevy, all Chevys until a Ford comes up in the 12th position. And geez, David Leaf drives a Toyota, so only 3 Fords and 2 Toyotas in the field today. So dominated by Chevrolet. Man, oh man. Everybody has fresh tires.
I think
We're at 1 right now, so.
I think we can honestly say that things are about to get interesting.
It's about to get interesting. Highlights are about to be made. Feelings are going to be hurt. But as long as it ends under green, it's all that matters. And somebody's going to take home a trophy here. Josh Powell trying to get his 3rd. Thomas in this series maybe trying for his 2nd. Maybe I need some better statistics, but I think Frank has a few. Frank might have 3, and Chase has none.
And we know Chase is fast. So, like I said, this is going to be very interesting. It's probably going to be one of the craziest restarts
Hey,
You'll see.
This is as fun as it could be with racing, man. You've sat through 90 minutes of racing, logging laps, cautions, all of that stuff. And now you're coming up on, geez, they're going to let him go with like 4 laps to go, maybe 3. I mean, you're going to be able to wheel that thing with those fresh tires, do what you want to do. So it can't be more exciting for these drivers. Everyone's up on the wheel, gripping it hard, but can you do it cleanly? That's all I want to see. As long as we go green till the end, it's all good. But if somebody does something that puts themselves in a bad position and wrecks out and causes a caution, that'd be a damn shame. What's otherwise been a fantastic race here in Pocono.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the caution wouldn't have come out because I was really interested to see if Powell would have made it to the end playing that strategy he was playing.
Yeah, week in and week out, that's always what we're looking for, is that last stage to go green till the end, because I think that creates some of the most exciting races, like the Xfinity series, to where you very rarely have a green or a yellow flag. It just adds a whole different dimension. Here, everyone, when you re-rack them, everyone has tires, everyone can go. And if you can hot lap, you could possibly win this race. So we'll see who can hot lap today in Pocono and get themselves a win. Kind of feel like we need to go to the chopper view for what's about to happen.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, I mean, you're gonna have what, 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go. There's no holding back, and I don't think there's just gonna be one little area of action. I think you're gonna need a panoramic view for
Sounds
this.
like we need a blimp view, which might be harder for some to view on your phone. So let's go back to, let's go chopper view, kind of meet in the middle. If you're on your cell phone, we're trying to help you out a little bit here. Oh man, the 3, the 38, the 96, the 24, the 32 still back there, and the 25 is somehow sitting in that 6th position with that banged up race car for the majority of the laps here in Pocono. We're getting real tight there in the first couple of rows.
This is what it's all about right here.
You wait all week for these races. USRC Cup Series back live from Pocono Raceway. 5 laps to go, now 4. It's 5. Oh, it is 4. And here comes the 96 on the inside. Relatively calm on the restarts. Right now, everyone has the rubber. And here goes 96, a great run.
Oh, and
It's a
there
little
goes the
bit tight.
25 around.
Wow, and that's going to end it. Josh Powell is going to win it. His strategy is going to pay off.
Good win, Josh.
As Josh Powell is going to get his 3rd win of the season, and of all people, is the 32 that couldn't hold it down. And Wade gets into the 25. You see Wade push up. There goes the 25, and that's the win for Powell. Let's take a look at it one more time here. On the restart.
Good win, Bob.
So that's going to be win number 3 for the 3 car.
Josh Powell having a hell of a season. Seemed like such a slow start in 2019, but now he's putting on quite a display as we watch the replay here of the 32 going down low. He didn't quite get on the apron. He's going to push up, gets into the 25. That sucks for Armando. Oh, then the 4 gets put into the wall as well. Now we got to look at the 4. Unfortunately, Dame Newsom ended up getting a little taste here after things kind of went crazy here. Boom. No. Oh, goodness. There goes the 4. That's a shame. And Josh Durham moves up to 6th. Right, let's get back to real time here. So Josh Powell, by pushing it, staying out there, and a caution coming in his favor, allows him to come in to get fresh rubber with everybody else. He's on the same tire strategy and everything. And he's able to keep that position for the lap he needed before a caution came out. So Josh Powell not only getting it done with speed, but his pit crew got it done from him. The shots that were called up in the box really paid off for him today.
Yeah, staying out that long, you know, whether you, I don't know what would have happened if the caution didn't come out if he had, you know, had made it, but that caution kind of helped him because he was able to come in, get 4 fresh tires, and hold them off, and that second caution came out, and you know that just put the nail in the coffin for him. That just solidified him the win.
Yeah, look at that. His 3rd win of the year for Josh Powell. Like we talked about before, a slow start to 2019. But in that last handful of races, in that last segment, he was getting it done, already a 2-race winner, and got himself a 3rd win. And I believe that's tied with Frank DiMaggio. I don't have the statistics. Off the top of my head, I would say they're both tied at 3 wins this season.
Hey, Josh, would you have made it on fuel if the race stayed green?
The world may never know.
He may never tell either.
Yeah. He ain't gonna say nothing. He's sitting
He said
there.
it was tight, maybe.
That is so awesome to see the number
That's
3
impossible.
distracted driving Toyota Camry get himself to victory lane with a little bit of speed, a little bit of luck, and a little bit of conservation. But all in all, he got it done here today in Pocono, getting himself his 3rd win of 2019 in the Premier Series here in USRC. All right, our top 5, Josh Powell, Chase Alvey, coming in that 2nd position, Thomas Harmon, Frank DiMaggio. And then old Wade sitting back there in that 5th position. Wade was not...
So, well, we don't do the green-white checkered, huh?
Unfortunately, we're unable to do a green-white checkered with the way iRacing is set up currently, but when they do have that update, I think next time around, I think we'll have the opportunity to. Yeah, that's one of the big iRacing updates, able to, as Ryan was telling us earlier, be able to do a green-white checker. And unfortunately, this thing's going to end under caution, but fortunately for Josh Powell, he's going to get himself a win in that Toyota Camry.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of goodies coming out with this new update. I mean, we got the new Mustang, we got the new Silverado. We're getting green, white checkered. We got an animated flag guy now. So, plus we're going to have the night racing at Chicagoland, Darlington, and Homestead. So I'm really looking forward to this update.
Well, it really sounds like it's time to call in sick on Tuesday. I'm feeling a little sick, and I got the fever for iRacing, so I think Tuesday would be a good day for me to work from home to maybe get in some laps during lunchtime.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be easy for me because I'm off on Tuesday, so I'll be getting it as soon as it's available.
Well, we know who's waking up early in the morning and is going to be racing on iRacing early on Tuesday. There's probably going to be the server's going to be off the hook this Tuesday for all the iRacing updates, so looking forward to it. But today here at Pocono, Josh Powell is going to end up leading how many laps here? Looks like he led... I don't even see it here. But yeah, I mean, he definitely got it done today, so it was great to see. 20 laps led, about to be 22 by the time this thing gets over.
Yeah, that I think, unlike last night's Xfinity race, I only led 7 laps, but it was the most
Brian,
important
you say
7.
that I can watch this race back, or can you only watch it live?
Yes, sir. You could definitely watch the VOD. I can send you the link, but it's if you go to Twitch and search USRC Live, you can look at all the VODs, the old broadcasts. But I could put that in here real quick as well.
Cool, thanks.
Hey, Steven, it was really good to see you, man. I know you don't make too many of these because I know a lot of stuff goes on, man. But we definitely enjoy seeing you out here, man. Always clean and always, putting on good competition, brother, so appreciate it. Hey, congratulations, Josh Powell, on that win. That was pretty exciting. Some crazy endings there, but, man, that strategy paid off for you, dude. Trying to save kept you in the lead for long enough, and then you caught a couple of yellows at the right time, got yourself a win. 3rd win of the year. And finally, we got a broadcast, brother. Finally, your 3rd win, first one broadcast. Congratulations, all you guys. Thanks for being here. It was a fun race. Tough luck for a lot of you guys, but thanks for being here. You guys hang around for interviews if you're in the mood. Other than that, please have a safe week so we can all hang out again next week. And we'll see you wherever we're at next week for some NASCAR action, guys. We'll see you.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. That's a lot of fun, guys. Good wins, Josh.
All right, good. Always good to see Steven. Let's give him the...
Congrats, Josh.
All right, let's see him do some Brodies here. I see this man got himself a win. And he's going to go ahead and burn him down here.
Yeah, the only Toyota in the field outduels all the Chevys.
That's right. Had him covered here today. It was awesome. Well, he needs a little work on the... I guess he's been spending so much time practicing his lap speed. He's not working enough time spinning Brodies. So I would say that would be one area of opportunity to work on the Brodies for next week. You can't have 3 wins on the year and not give us good burnouts. But other than that, congratulations, Josh Powell, man. A hell of a race. Great to see all these guys here on this Sunday. Thanks for joining us here on USRC Live. We'll hopefully talk to a couple of our drivers and see what was going on from their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do longer burnouts last night, but I ran out of fuel. So, but you know,
you got to have some fuel to be able to do some burnouts.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have Josh Powell. I don't think Josh Powell is ever where we can talk to him. The quiet driver. All right, he doesn't want to be distracted. Oh no, we do have Josh Powell. Here we go. Josh, hey Josh, we're coming for you, buddy. Josh Powell, you got a copy. Josh, you got a copy? All right, you unmute yourself when you're ready, and we'll come get you. Josh Powell, one of the most elusive drivers in the USRC Cup Series, does not like anyone to talk to him. It's part of his allure, I think.
Yeah, he wins and never wants to talk. So
that's got to be a great feeling, man. You don't feel like bragging and boasting. Oh, we got a message from him. Oh, now he's ready. Hold on. We have Josh Powell ready to go here. Josh Powell, you got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
All right, dude. First of all, man, God damn it if you're not the hardest person ever for us to talk to the last couple of years. But besides that, dude, first of all, you're a 3-race winner here. And if we would have started the first few races of the year, I wouldn't have thought that was going to happen this early in the year, man. So tell us what has been happening with you that has gotten you so racy lately.
Actually, I got a computer upgrade not long ago. I think that's helped me a good bit.
All right. Well, a little bit of an upgrade definitely helps. And then we saw you were definitely fast. But we saw a little bit of strategy there, too, that got you into the lead. You caught the caution at the right time, and then you caught the second caution at the right time. So tell us a little bit about what was going through your mind as you started thinking, geez, I better start saving fuel, and let's see if I can actually make this thing happen.
Well, I started saving under caution. I was turning it off there, too. But as it was getting closer to the end, I was getting real nervous. I had like 0.4 estimated laps short, so I was saving hard.
So I
got lucky.
So my question is, do you think that you would have made it if that thing would have stayed green? Could you have saved enough fuel, do you think, to be able to win it on the other strategy?
Am I still here? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you caught that. So do you think that if last caution wouldn't have come out, or the second to last caution wouldn't have come out, could you have saved enough fuel to actually win the race that way?
They probably would have been flying by me on the last lap. So it was a risk, and it probably wouldn't have worked out, but it did work out. So yeah.
Right, man. So I gotta know, what kind of track is a Josh Powell track? What tracks do you look forward to going to on the circuit?
I probably struggle at 1.5 miles because you always got DiMaggio up there dominating. But probably something like this, a little different out the box, and the road courses I like and the short tracks I like. Something where you have to slow down for the corner.
All right, Ryan, what do you have for Mr. Josh Powell right here, our 3-time winner here in the USRC Cup Series here in 2019?
Well, I just wanted to ask Josh, with this new aero package, how much different is the car when you're out front compared to when you're in traffic? Is it a lot tighter? I mean, do you find yourself having to really wheel it and lift more when you're in traffic as compared to out front? How much of a difference is it?
Definitely being up front, having that clean air on you helps a whole lot. You don't have to get out the throttle quite so much, and when you get behind someone, especially right up on somebody, you definitely get tight. As we saw early in the race, everybody got tight, and I just about got in the wall with about 5.
Yeah, because we were watching and we were seeing the cars that were behind other cars pushing up more off the corners than the ones in front. So, but I just wanted to get a perspective from the drivers on how it actually feels, being out front compared to being in traffic.
Oh yeah, out front is where you want to be.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your 3rd win of the year, dude. Man, yeah, it's awesome that we're actually able to broadcast it this time, because I know both the weekends I actually took off were the races you won, so I thought that maybe that would be the trick, is I take it off and you win. But you got it done today in Pocono. So any shout-outs you got, let us have them now.
Yeah, my nephew right here, he sat here and watched the whole race. Got to see me win. That was pretty.
Hey, all right, nephew. Hey, your man right here, Josh Powell, one of our most dominant drivers in the series for the last couple of years. And so far, he's tied for the most wins on the year with 3. Sitting pretty in the points, man. So great to have you. Great to have your family. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here every week, bro. Have a safe week, and we'll see you next weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bro. See ya. Hey, that's pretty awesome right there that he had his nephew sitting right there with him watching and him getting a win. So hopefully they go back and watch this VOD. Shout out to Josh Powell. Great win, and great to see him getting his family involved.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes it better, is when you got family and friends watching you and you can pull off a win. So just makes it that much more sweeter.
Yeah, for everything that we got here and do every weekend with our hobby, our passion of racing and iRacing and all that kind of stuff. So we all have somebody that is open, and they're supporting in our hobbies. For instance, Teresa, in my situation, she's very supportive in the time I take to race and hang out with you guys every week, because it does take a lot of time out of our day and our weekend to broadcast or race and all that kind of stuff. But we have a blast doing it, but we appreciate all of our family members that kind of stick by with us as we do some funny, crazy racing action. So Thomas Harmon is gone, looks like. Frank DiMaggio. Frank DiMaggio, got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, man. It was a wild race. At the end there, we saw Josh Powell was trying some different strategy than everyone else. It didn't quite work out in that circumstance, but he was able to get himself a win at the end. But walk us through that last 40 laps or so as we go through the pit stops and a couple of guys stay out.
It was pretty wild up front there. Harmon, Chase, and I, we had a good race going on, and then pit stops kind of got us spread out a little bit. So I wanted to split the run in half, but I didn't want to run over Chase. I wanted to pit on the same lap as him, so that kind of put me behind a little bit. I was able to close the gap a little, and the yellow came out.
Yeah, man, kind of a couple of unexpected yellows out there. How did the car feel when you guys went on that longer run, when the tires start to go away and guys are thinking about pitting? What did it feel like after that many laps?
Car actually felt pretty good. It was still almost going flat foot through the tunnel turn, and then once it started downshifting in turns 1 and 3 on older tires, is able to start making up some time, or at least keeping up with them. And I think turn 3 is my weak spot, losing a lot of time there. But downshifting helped, and was able to keep up a little bit.
Well, we saw you hanging out in your own channel with DiMaggio Jr. So tell us about the bond between Papa Bear and the Baby Bear in this channel, to why you're not even hanging out with the other drivers. You guys are like bonding. Tell us a little bit about that.
Dylan and I, we race together Saturday nights in a different league, and it seems like we are the two that are battling each other on a regular basis for the win. So we've raced clean against each other. We've had some fun, and it's translated into him coming over here. Told him he's got to learn to keep the car clean, though. To finish these races, there's no resets, so got to keep that car clean. But we have fun. I kind of like it being quiet on the radio while I race, so that's why we do our own thing in our own channel.
Interesting. But yes, Baby Bear is definitely fast, but he nicks it up, quite a bit, probably more than a DiMaggio should. So I don't know if you guys really have the same mother or whatever. But hey, it was a good race there, Frank. What did you think about old pal staying out there? Did you think there's no way he's gonna make it?
I'm talking to him kind of in Discord, and he was really close. He was within half a lap. So he had about 17 seconds on us. We were catching him about 1 or 2 seconds a lap, depending on traffic. So it would have been really close. We would have really got to him, or I don't know if he would have made it on fuel. I know I couldn't have. I would have pitted with 1 to go. I would have tried it, but I couldn't do it. So
I did
a good job.
Yeah, I didn't think there's any way that would pay off, but he hung out there long enough and got the caution. So, either way, worked out for him. And then on that last yellow, I mean, that was just,
I thought about trying it, but I think everybody was so spread out that it was going to be a single car wreck. So that's why I decided not to do it. But live and learn.
All right, Frank. So to clarify, how many wins you got this year? 3?
Charlotte. I think there's another one. I can't remember.
We don't know. We're gonna have to look in some of the stats. What do you got for this man, Mr. Ryan Nichols?
Not really much. You pretty much covered everything, but I just want to ask, because I've noticed ever since you've been running that Skittles paint job, you've been doing, you've been winning, you've been running up, top 3. Does that running that car have any effect on that? I mean, that
it's got to affect it.
Some guy, painted for you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon paint schemes give you 2/10, so they're a little bit quicker, especially when you got flames on them. They're a little bit faster too. But I was able to last few weeks keep the 24 Skittles Chevrolet up front, or somewhat towards the front. So we've been running good, and hopefully that continues next weekend.
All right, Frank, congratulations on the finish today. Great to see you as always. There's nobody better to bust their chops on the air as Mr. Frank DiMaggio and Frank DiMaggio Jr., Baby Bear. So, man, thanks for bringing your cub with you. Thanks for being here every week, man. Have a safe week. See you next weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
Buddy.
Hey, Brian.
I don't know where to put him. I put you in... I'm just putting him in random places now. Like, I don't even know where to put him. I'm putting him where everyone else.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, Baby Bear left. He probably didn't want to get cracked on. All right, let's see who we got next here. Do we have Wade? No. We have to have Josh, right?
Mr. 8? You gotta have him.
Josh Durham. Josh is dissing us right now. What's up with that? Okay, so who's next? Josh. JW Miller, you got a copy.
10-4.
All right, man. We just got done with Pocono. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts about, Pocono in general, man. What kind of racing have you seen out there? How did the car handle? And tell us about some of the moves that was happening today.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the race ended without any green white checker, but hopefully we'll have that next week. I was really fast this week, especially with the saving of the tires. At the end of stage 2 there, I thought maybe we were gonna be able to make it, but I didn't have much drafting help, so I just ended up pitting with everybody else. But we had done just a great job of saving tires, both in the first stage and the second stage. So we definitely had something for them. Unfortunately, there at the end of stage 2, I had a big computer freeze going down the back straight. So I kind of pulled it in, went to the back, made sure everything was good, but if I wouldn't have done that, probably would have gotten the top 5 tonight, but I'm happy with the 7th place. And, got a bunch of stage points, so a lot better than last week.
So the racing was looking good, and we hear a lot of debate of people talking about being behind people, versus being, in clean air. Did you notice any kind of difference between being in clean air versus the dirty air?
Oh, there's a huge difference. Mainly, I think it's, center of the corner is where I notice it the most, that the car just doesn't want to turn when you're in behind somebody. But in that case, then I was just backing up my braking points and kind of trying to get a different line out of the corner to kind of counteract that. And it was really working well in 3. I was really getting down there on that rumble strip there, and we made up quite a few positions doing that. And, it's unfortunate that this race is so short, but at least we have another shot at it here in another couple months.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good-looking race overall here in Pocono. But, yeah, man, I mean, when I was racing that car, I thought it felt so good through the tunnel turn and through, like, both ends, really. I just thought it created an amazing thing to watch, and you guys were really getting at it. But when it came down to the end and you saw Josh Powell staying out there, what were your immediate thoughts?
Well, I wasn't quite sure. I know that I saw Ryan Nichols was able to save and was able to make that work, but I think the main thing there was last night was that there was only, I think, a couple people that pitted, while the majority of guys out there, I think, did end up hitting. So there were only a couple cars with the older tires, so it would have been really hard for him, I think, to hold on to the lead while while fuel saving.
All right, man. Well, it was a good race here in Pocono. I'm not sure where we head next week, but definitely looking forward to it. Oh my goodness, we're going to Michigan. Maybe I should actually race in Michigan. I don't know. We got me excited. So now we're going from big track to big track. What do you expect to see out there in Michigan next week?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to miss Michigan next week.
One of the best races of the year. The most funnest.
Honestly, it's one of my least favorite tracks. I just, I could never get those big tracks figured out, both Auto Club and Michigan. They're quite far from my wheelhouse, I'd say that much. But yeah, I'm actually going to the real life Iowa race, which is the weekend after, so I'm kind of going home and kind of hanging out with the folks. And
that's awesome, dude. Well, that should be a great weekend, and it's always good to go visit home every once in a while, because a lot of times it's kind of hard to get home, go hang out with parents. So it's awesome to see that. Plus, it's fantastic we have a couple of drop weeks, so we won't be missing too much, as everybody gets a couple of drop weeks here throughout the summer season.
Yeah, I'm fine with dropping one Michigan, because we do go back. I'll at least get in the fall race at Michigan and call that good.
All right, as we get on out of here, do you have anything for Mr. J.W. Miller, Ryan?
Pretty much, I just want to ask, did you find yourself struggling in one of the turns more than the others? Like, do you feel like one turn was kind of getting you like, this is where I'm losing all my time, or did you just pretty much feel really comfortable in all 3 corners?
I was feeling really comfortable in all 3 corners. Usually turn 1 is a big was a difficult corner for me, but without having to brake for the most part, other than to get the car turned around, I thought one was a lot better than it usually has been in times past. Overall, I think I was pretty comfortable with the track.
All right, JW, man. Good finish today. It was a fun race. Well, sorry we'll miss you in Michigan. I guess that you will not be there Saturday night either?
No.
All right, no worries. So you won't be able to see my win as I dominate the Xfinity Series, USRC Cup Series live, 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night. That was a plug.
Alrighty, man.
All right, man. Have a safe week, and we'll see you next in 2 weeks. We will see Mr. JW Miller.
You too.
All right. Well, Mr. Ryan Nichols, your first, this is the first official race? The second race you broadcast. Second?
Yeah, this is second because I joined about halfway through the Coke 600 because I ended up on my roof. So
all right, so this is your first official full-time gig. You are out of the Cup car, except for a few select races, just like myself. Maybe Michigan next week, cough, cough. But, man, so how has it been sitting through a whole points race that you weren't competing in and just sitting here and watching some of your peers go out there round and round?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, I'm having a blast calling the race, with you, and it's a different experience. And at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, man, I wish I was out there. I wonder where I'd be running if I was out there. But I promised to take this break. I feel like I need to pretty much retrain myself because we have just not been having the luck. I feel like a big part of my problem was I'm just constantly overdriving the car. So I'm really going to try and, try to retrain myself, learn different lines, learn different lifting, braking points, and all that. Kind of like I said, just retraining myself and trying to get more comfortable and used to this package. So, but like I said, I will be doing a few races. Michigan's definitely going to be one of them because that's, unlike, I know JW said he doesn't like the bigger tracks like Auto Club and Michigan, where I love those tracks. I know back in the old NR 2003 days, I used to dominate at Auto Club in the trucks. So, and it's just one of my favorite tracks. So Michigan's definitely going to be one of them, and I'm not sure what other one I'm going to do, but other than that, I'm just taking the break, being up here in the booth. I know Tasha misses me out on the track. I'm sorry, but I feel like I need this break, and hopefully once I come back full time in the fall season, hopefully everything I've retrained myself, it'll reflect, and I'll be able to start getting more consistent with top fives, top threes. And,
yeah, man. In racing, just in life, sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to just kind of do whatever we expect of ourselves, and we're really hard on ourselves. And it's like, hey, things need to be able to come and go. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a break. So it's good that you kind of stepping back for a minute, still having fun broadcasting, come fully charged here as we go racing here in the fall after we end this 12-week summer season.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a change. But like a lot of these guys out here, when they're not racing here, they're either in other leagues or they're doing official races. I don't get a chance to do official races or practice much because of my real life work schedule. I work 2 jobs, so my free time to practice and run official races is very minimal. So, pretty much the only racing I get to do is either Saturday night Xfinity or Sunday night Cup Series. So I don't get nearly as much practice as these other guys, but, I want to try and change that, but, I can only do so much.
All right, man. Well, a good week of racing here in Pocono Raceway. Xfinity Series, caution-free. This one with a few cautions, but some good little strategy being played, some good racing, so it was fun to watch. So
Oh yeah, and here's a question I'm kind of curious to see: how many of these Chevy guys do you think are going to switch to that new Mustang when that comes out, or do you think they'll be pretty loyal to the bow tie, or do you think we'll start seeing more Fords out there on the track?
I assume you'll only see a couple of Fords out there because trying to change someone's colors is pretty dang tough, because I know I wouldn't be caught dead driving myself a Ford. But who knows? There might be a couple of guys that are very, open to that kind of thing. I'm not a swinger. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm loyal. I'm a trusted Chevy driver. Well, General Motors is what I have, but all the same. But I would say 2 or 3 might switch over to get those new Mustangs.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Kind of mix up the manufacturers a little bit, because I wouldn't mind seeing a few more Fords, a few more Toyotas. Kind of, a little bit of mix of everything.
Yeah, I would like to see, and unfortunately, yeah, we see predominantly Chevys, but it would be nice if we had different manufacturers. Maybe if we had a manufacturer's championship, maybe that would help or something. I don't know. We might have to think about, what we could do to get people expanding on their cars. Maybe we get some more Toyota drivers and Fords and stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I think that would definitely might open people up to either switching or saying, hey, I'm going to join in a Ford or Toyota and give these Chevys a run. Try and give the Chevys a run for their money.
That's right. All right, man. Well, congratulations to Josh Powell on getting himself a win. A little bit of speed, a little bit of strategy, but getting it done in the end. His 3rd win of the year for the number 3 distracted driving Toyota Camry. All the other drivers that showed up, we appreciate seeing you guys here today, and hopefully see you next week. So by half on myself and Ryan Nichols and everyone here at USRC, the drivers, admins, owners, and etc. Thanks for being here. You guys all have a safe week, and we'll see you as we head into Michigan Speedway next week for some high-speed action. See you guys.